Hello everyone and welcome back to the next episode of Prophecy of Pendor Mountain Blade Warband, carrying directly on from the previous episode where we are taking on the Dread Legion. Probably not how I wanted to do so. We're a little bit under advantage in terms of troop numbers, but I'm hoping our quality will count and we don't have the chance to run away. Also, it looks like we've got a nice hill here to work with, which is excellent. It's going to really help us out here. Infantry here, archers much further back please. Let's use this hill to our advantage as best we can. Cavalry can go over here. This could be a tough fight. The Dread Legion are a tough army. We haven't encountered them yet. We've encountered kind of small little remnants of Dread Legion forces. But we should get a bunch of prisoners if we are to survive this. We're then going to go to Sez to kind of sell our good stuff, all our diamonds that we picked up from Warlord Zulkar last episode. And once our lords have recovered, we're going to go to war with the D'Shar and try and kind of blitzkrieg through Janos, Ethos and Sez, so that we lock out a lot of the power of the D'Shar very quickly, also meaning that some of the lords will no longer have any land, meaning they're more likely to be kind of annoyed with their liege lord, and they may well decide to leave Pendor or go join Ravenstone or myself, which I would much prefer. And clearly the police think that's a terrible idea because they're outside with their sirens. Now the Snake Culture is an interesting one because then there's a lot of cavalry here up front, but then it will change into kind of infantry and archers as time goes on, and then it will go into the basic kind of prisoner pool that we've seen with some of these big armies before. Likely we'll also manage to get ourselves another skill point from doing something good here. There are the now let's judge my cavalry, it's probably important. I was about to say those look like some unique soldiers, and they are indeed Diev and Adonia. Pretty competent archers, but never good enough to really be involved with becoming a lord or a lady. We're going to watch out for our own health here, because this is going to, again, be one of those long fights. And I don't want to be knocked out too early. So I'm going to hang around the back. You can see we're taking a lot of damage initially, which I expected. The Dread Legion with Maltese really do hurt quite considerably, even though the quality of our troops is pretty good. I'm hoping the back stages of this fight are where we kind of actually turn this back round. Not thrilled by you guys here, really, because I'm not close to. I don't have really any allies around here apart from that town. The Falcon is not really strong enough to do the job, I would say. Okay, getting stuck on a tree was not what I needed. We're taking a lot of damage. Reinforcements arrived again. But we are dealing with some very strong troops. Okay, you've taken out. We've taken out that person, at least temporarily, which is good. These Asp Vanguards do hurt a lot as well. Not that you're an Asp Vanguard, but oh, that might be Maltese herself, I think. That actually looks very unique. I think that is Maltese herself. I want to take her out. Unfortunately, this isn't like Stainless Steel or Total War, where taking out the commander lowers their morale. I don't think that it works that way. But still, I'd like to try it. Yeah, that was indeed Maltese, knocked out by an Empire Pikeman. Well done, sir. You're due a promotion. For sure. So yeah, initially we've taken a lot of damage here, but again, most of our damage is probably just more wounds than anything else. So we might be able to kind of come back in another time. And we've got a very angry looking pole stuck in the middle of our head, possibly an axe or something. I'm just going to sit up here where it's hopefully relatively safe and just shoot down at those troops down there. And because we're fighting over here, my hope is that we can use these terrains and these troop spawns to our advantage, really. But just be watching out for any kind of throwing weapons, because sometimes you can get some I just knocked out that Phoenix Risen. Sometimes you can just have one throwing weapon really ruin your day in this game, I find, if you're not careful. Okay, our horse is taking a little bit of damage. Dread-Agent infantry killed, excellent. I mean, this is by far the toughest Snake Gold army, and one of the tougher armies overall in the game. Kind of the unique spawns. Someone's shooting at me, I can see them. See the arrows flying by. Man, these horses, I thought the Jaguar War Beast was something stronger. These guys are even more strong. My arrows aren't really doing much damage to them at all. Although thankfully the priestesses have very weak horses in general, so they're not too bad to deal with. Because you can get them off their horse and then they become much less dangerous, I find, overall. Still, we're staying alive for the time being. The enemies have spawned in. So that's 7 priestesses there, that's good. Once we deal with all the vanguards, the Anaconda Knights and stuff, should prove less problematic going forward. 62 damage on that person, he didn't even die. Oh, that priestess blocked, that was unfortunate. We can do some good work here though. And someone else finished her off, which is good. Oh, I saw that Vanguard coming. You can see them with their very unique looking armour. You don't get to see them very often. One nice thing about Mortis is you can actually get some really nice armour or gear for your unique knighthood order, which we may want to consider because they do look pretty cool. The Snake Cult, the Snake Cult gear of the Vanguards looks really rather cool, and actually is very strong if I remember correctly. Well, it has been a while since I've actually had to... Oh, hello. Because we had our shield out there. It's been quite some time since I've actually managed to defeat Mortis in a campaign. Because usually I avoid it like the plague, because I don't find it's ever really worth it. We are definitely struggling a little bit with our strength at the moment. That horse saved that. I think I'll follow there because it knocked him over. No, that's a zombie. Let's stay away from them. Ow. Okay, we're nearly dead here. We're almost certainly dead in a second. Our horse is not very strong. We need some more reinforcements to come in. Like that. Please leave me alone. I'd like to stay alive if possible. Let's put that on our back. I could redo some more arrows. We don't have any, unfortunately. Take you out. The Dread-Agent infantry. Let's at least try to do something. You're just zombies. Yeah, you're the devoured. Those devoureds do hurt as well. Can't remember if they have throwing weapons. But let's... Oh no, you're going to throw something at me. Oh goodness. I think someone might have saved me there. Like I said, I think the kind of second stage of this is where we're going to really hold our ground. I might try to get my archers back on the hill though, so they can kind of do some effective volley firing from up the top. It's my hope anyway. Also, I want some of their arrows, so I want to know where they are. More reinforcements have spawned in. How are we doing? Oh, we're about even at the moment, which is not actually that bad given that we're fighting the Snake Cult. One of the strongest Snake Cult kind of forces. I might take one of these netherworld charges to get a bit more health. Actually, I think they're a bit speedier as well. I'm actually going to try reform the line a little bit here with our infantry. The cavalry can keep attacking and keep them busy, but I want my... Again, I think my archers will be my strong point here. And a lot of those guys are now on foot, not on horses anymore. So the longer we can keep our archers up here, the better, really. I should have brought some more arrows with me. Any of these archers died that I can steal some arrows from? Not at the moment. That's unfortunate. But all our archers are now firing, which is good. I wouldn't even mind, you know, we could even get a crossbow. I could just shoot one of my guys to their arrows, but that doesn't feel like a good idea. Right, infantry charge now, because there's a big pile of them coming. Let's see if we can contribute here. We've got very little health to work with. We might be able to do something. Even if it's just... I was about to say, even if it's just attacking a horse. We did manage to look at that horse, but we got attacked by an Anaconda Knight from behind. How about that, eh? Oh, look at that. Devoured fell dead. You don't see that very often. It meant, I think that he's bleeding, or he fell to his death kind of on the terrain. Something like that. Again, this is due to be a very long fight, so we'll come back in a little bit later when we see how things are going from there. Okay, it looks to me like we're losing this battle. We've only got 33 left. I'm going to pull back. 868 versus 1147. I don't know where Boadicea is. Is Boadicea involved here? She is. How's our party looking? Most of our troops are knocked out unconscious. If we were to go back in. Let's try. I still think we've got the quality to take them on. We just need to wait for the right situation to do so. We're back in for another round. Infantry here, archers here. We don't have the nice map we had before, but we're going to have to make it work. Cavalry down over here, please. I'm hoping that all their really tough troops are gone now, like the Devoured, the Asp Vanguards. There's probably still a few left. Do we have any additional arrows in here? We don't. That's unfortunate. I think it's mostly infantry there now, which is probably good, but I think all our high quality archers are dead, like the Noel Dawn and stuff like that. But I imagine they will push us eventually. Actually, we've still got some Mettenheim crossbowmen here, including heavy crossbows. They can probably do some good work. And actually some Wyvern Warden, or a Wyvern Warden and a Pendor Black as well. But actually, we now, despite having knocked them out, despite having kind of still being lower on troops, we're still actually tactically wise doing better in terms of numbers. My only problem is we knocked Maltese out before, so we're probably not going to manage to do so here. However, we should still be able to get the prisoners from Maltese. I don't think we'll take a prisoner, but we should be able to get the prisoners somehow, which is important. This is a very brave villager charging down here. Very brave indeed. Unfortunately killed by the Pendor Black Archer. It does mean that we can let them come to us, although again our archer line is not spectacular. You know, we've got Maiden Wardens and Vicavi troops who, while, you know, decent enough, are not spectacular. And it looks like to me there's still some Devoured there. But my hope is that once we deal with the Devoured, the rest shouldn't be too bad, is my hope. That's the plan anyway. And some of these guys I'll just think will follow us, which isn't anywhere near as bad. Just damage your horse a bit if we can. Again, this wasn't really an exercise in actually trying to kill Maltese or take a prisoner. This was more about trying to get the significant amount of prisoners that Maltese had with her. And also, if we're going to actually, you know, have Ces for ourselves, we want to be able to do some good work at clearing out land around here so we can actually make a decent amount of money from Ces as well, because that is also important. Just dealing with these Dread Legion infantry. Doesn't look like there's many Devoured left, so I can't actually see any on the field. Still plenty of Cobra Warriors though, which could be a problem. Okay, there is still, I can still see some Devoured on the kill feed. I think we're doing better in terms of our strategy this time around. And we have already killed most of the high quality units that the Dread Legion have. It's not somewhere I want to be stuck, if entirely possible. Let's get over here. Let's actually save my arrows for because I might need them when I have even less health to work with. You're a friend, we don't need to kill you. We'd like to kill you, however. If possible. No, not this time. Just going to save this chap here, if we can. No, no luck there. Can at least damage your horse, though. How about the Pendor Knight? If possible, there we go. How are the archers doing? Right. I reckon infantry reform here, please. If possible. Yeah, we're not using our very high quality archers here, because I think all our high quality archers are kind of, if not dead, at least severely knocked out. But our cavalry is indeed keeping them a little bit busy for the main while, which is useful. But again, another kind of couple of major battles before we go into dealing with the D'Shar, which is going to be tough. This is why we're doing this preparation work now, to make things easier in the long run for ourselves. That's a bad place to be stopped. Need to get away from these lads. They're going to hurt. Oh, horse, that was not helpful. Okay, infantry can recharge actually, because there's plenty of annoying cavalry around. But our archers will stay as is. Just some damage there if we can, good. Reinforcements arrived, which is excellent. We definitely need them, that's for sure. We'll heal out. Oh, hello, didn't see where you guys were. Watch out for these guys. These guys can still hurt. We haven't really done much fighting with the snake in a long time actually, but they still do hurt, that's for sure. Oh, this is a bad place to be stopped. Knock you out. Let's get out of here. I want to get away from those armsmen for that very reason, that we're going to be knocked out by them. Fine. Well, we'll cut away and see how this round goes. I think it'll probably go better. We'll just have to see. At this point in the battle, we're mostly just fighting Snake God followers. There do seem to be quite a few Barclay troops in the mix. I wonder if that's because maybe these are hired troops from Donovan, kind of prisoners. Or maybe there was a Barclay force on the field that they've managed to get some troops from, but the quality of these troops are kind of lacking in comparison to the initial bit of Snake God army. This is what I was hoping, that over time we can kind of swing things more in our favour. Problem is, it's just such a big map, it takes so very long for our reinforcements to make it all the way over to actually, you know, do the attacking. There's a lot of Boadice's troops, as you can see here. Boadice is going to struggle slightly from the same problem there. It's going to be a very mixed group of recruits coming in, but very much Boadice is our is the person pumping out troops at the moment. You know, we haven't actually lost that many troops to death here. You know, we lost 37 in this engagement, and I think we lost about 47 in the other engagement. Obviously our companion lords have lost a lot, but I'm hoping just to get a bunch of prisoners from all of this. I don't think we'll take Maltese prisoner, unfortunately, this time, because we had to we ran away and came back, which I shouldn't have done really. That was a mistake on my part, but I just want her off the field, at least for now, and just to get as many prisoners as we can. I imagine they might continue going to Boadice, because Boadice has already got a lot of troops. I don't quite know how the mechanics of it work, but I think that one particular lord just kind of gets all the prisoners, and then the others just get a few. You know, we've only got 2 troops on the field, and pretty much all our troops are dead now. We are getting more reinforcements as time goes on. We are struggling a little bit, but I think we've kind of broken the back of them really at this point. I imagine it's still mostly just Boadice's troops coming in though. But again, because we're using most of our troops in prisoner pool. They're kind of random in their selection. You know, there's a few Empire troops such as D'Shar, some Ravenstern, some farmers, a couple of kind of quality cavalrymen. It's very much a mixed bag now. So it's a mixed bag, fighting a mixed bag, but you know, it's good enough to hopefully get the job done. It doesn't look like they've got no, they don't have much strength left in them. They would have had another reinforcement wave by now. That's probably it, which is going to be good. These last few holdouts. I mean, look at this. All these troops are Bodhi's. I think everyone else has run out of troops. Bar Bodhi's with her 600. But that's good enough for us, really. We'll give our, if we can, we'll give our lords a bit of time to recover after this fight. We'll go down to Sez, and then we'll crack on with the war with the D'Shar. Probably also, if there's a Noldor tournament we can do, we'll do that as well. That would be useful, for sure. I didn't expect Bodhi's to be the strongest one here. Not necessarily in terms of quality, but numbers. And, you know, there are still some pretty decent troops overall, to be fair. Oh, it's a shame the Knight of Phoenix is on their side. I do love the Knights of the Phoenix. They're very good troops. And often my go-to choice in my own kind of personal playthroughs, I find them to be pretty good. Although this is actually a Phoenix Risen, if I remember correctly. Because the Knights of the Phoenix have the plume on the top of their head. Who's going to be the one to take that Phoenix Risen out? It's going to be Shargazi Spearman, but it's cool he was the last kill. Okay, Field's been 107 now. That's pretty good overall, actually, anyway. We can't even join in that fight, weirdly. They've got so many prisoners, I want to take them prisoner. Go back into the Dread Legion here.
More blood.
We, for some reason, can't fight them. Do we not have a single troop available? Okay, we need to kind of chase down that Dread Legion. We cannot let those prisoners get away.
More
Come on.
blood.
Why can't we attack them? Someone should be able to attack them though. Okay, Roland was killed. That's unfortunate. There's 3,000 prisoners here. I want to take them. I want to attack.
Blood.
We have so many troops. Come on. Why can't we do anything here? I wonder actually if I let the troops, if I let everyone return home, someone else might go and attack them. Yeah, here we go. This is what I wanted. Everyone pop in here. And now we should be able to attack. We should be able to join in the attack, I think. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. We can just charge. There's not really enough of them to justify setting up a proper strategy here. That was weird that we couldn't attack them. I don't know why that was the case. But a bunch... We've got some reinforcement lords, I think, with Agatha Legatus here and Josta Stux, I think, and Kara Stux have shown up, which is good. I don't mind them being strong as well. Lady Bodhi's, I think, is still here with us. I might be wrong. I actually can't see her banner, which is actually in some way a good thing because then someone else will get the prisoners, not Bodhi. So we'll have two strong lords. Eventually we can make Casim a lord, but he's not someone we want to consider straight away. Take you out. Because the really strong troops are gone, I'm happy just to charge in here with whatever I can. There might be an odd Snakehold troop there. I don't mind being knocked out by a Phoenix Risen, that's okay. There's only 100 troops here, well, at this point 64. Nothing that we can't handle, that's for sure. And as soon as our infantry catches up, that will be pretty quick to finish that off. Again, we won't take Morty's prisoner, but that's not really what we're going for. We're going for the 3,000 prisoners that she had. I don't think we'll get all of those to ourselves, but we'll get some of them. But also we want to just get her off the field because she's a bit of a pain. If we're going to take Sez, we want to be able to make some money off it. Because we're going to have a lot less money when it comes to fighting the D'Shar because they own a lot of property, they own a lot of the cities. Therefore, they say who gets to actually run their businesses. And it's the same with Ravenstone. If we go to war with both D'Shar and Ravenstone, we'll have no businesses up and running, which will cripple our economy. Even though we don't make a profit from all the businesses, with the kind of the high troop cost we have, it does at least help sustain us a little bit longer. So that's my hope, really. And also, by getting all these prisoners, we're less reliant on having a mercenary band. I don't think we need mercenary bands anymore, at least at the moment. 150 troops of high quality nature is still definitely very useful. It's not completely required now that we have some very high quality lords from the Empire here with us. So, I mean, if we do take Maltese prisoner, that'll be excellent, but I think we would have done so at an earlier stage, and I don't think Maltese is on the field because she's been knocked out, like I was. We'll see though, that might not be the case. Lord Eustace is doing very well with his contributions. There we go. The Dread Legion finally goes down. We've won the day. We've helped Lord Anson. And yes, as expected, we don't take Maltese prisoner, but so be it. She's off the field. That's what matters. In some regards, that's more important than actually taking a prisoner. Right, anyone here I want to take? I can take the Mentine troops because we've got a bunch of Mentine troops at home. I want some actual like quality. Empire Mortal I'll take. Shadow Marinus I'll take. Shadow Hunter I can take. Any other knights? I'll take the Plague Wardens. The Eventide Gilman. Scorpion Sion. The Storm Sisters. These are all Knighthood Order Sergeants. I can take the Red Fletchers. Can't take any of these guys just yet. I can take the Larian Sentinel and Squire of the Lion. I can take the Silvermist Halberdiers. I really want to take the Seer Favourites, but I'm not allowed to, unfortunately. Let's have a look here. How many prisoners did our lords actually get? Boadicea, look at you! With 1,500 troops, my word. Right, let's go to Cez before we actively declare war on them. Let's go to the marketplace. Oh, we're gonna be assaulted here, aren't we? Question is by who and where. If it's like Scorpion Assassins, that might be a problem. Someone's shooting me. I don't know where they are. Oh, they're behind us. These guys aren't too bad, actually. We might be able to take them on. No. I mean, we did, but not with 3 of them attacking us. Good thing we hadn't just sold our... if we'd sold those diamonds, we'd have been in a much worse position financially, having just lost that fight. So it's almost good it happened there. Speak to the Guildmaster. I want to exchange diamonds. I'm going to sell all my diamonds for 107,000. Excellent. Pop to the tavern, see if there's anyone interesting here. Speak to Borgie the Fat, some of my prisoners here. Sadly, no mercenary company for me to hire. Idiz is here. On to the mercenary sergeants. They are quite a lot of money for what they are, as we've previously discussed. That's incredible. I mean, it's definitely not 3,000, but this is why we did this. It's just gonna scare a lot of the D'Shar away, which is useful. Oh, what's going on here? Another Snake Ult army. Oh, these guys got some as well. Agon's got 700. Eustace Stux has got 1,000. Tower of the Face got 300. Karos has got 500. And Anton's got nearly 600. This is why we do these big fights. They're so worth it. That's now giving us 4,000 troops to work with. So we're going to move pretty much straight away onto attacking the D'Shar now, because we have so many high numbered lords with us, or lords with high amounts of troops. It's excellent. What's going on here, by the way? Let's have a look. Noldor was getting on with something there. It's fine. I'm going to take those large groups of Mentine troops with us. Let's take these 75 archers with us and see how that goes. We're going to go to the Lord's Hall and we will be declaring war on the D'Shar here. I think it's time. We're going to go start with Sez and we'll work from there. And do we need a mercenary company? I don't know if we do need a mercenary company. Let's hire one just in case. Emissary to the D'Shar, then I declare war upon him. They're going to declare war on us at some point soon anyway. I'd rather preempt this, really. Notes, factions. I'm curious to see what it says about fighting relatively recently. These two other battles may end soon. We're going to start with Sez and work from there. Because Sez is my kind of... Oh, they want to... No, they... That's interesting, they want a peace agreement straight away. They clearly consider us either strong enough or they are at war with too many other people at the moment. Our forces will lose strength over time because I don't think our lords will be able to actually look after this many troops. Not that it really matters. I'm curious to see where Boadicea is. She's close to Fenner at the moment. Guessing she's over there somewhere. Yeah, she's losing some already, so we need to take advantage of this. Boadicea, you're coming with me. I have a new task for you. Follow me, because you have so many troops and you're losing them quickly because you cannot sustain that amount of troops. We're going to Sez, we're besieging it. Gundar's Lodge is under siege. We might actually buy some time for the Fitzvane here, but we've got a bunch of troops here. We need to take advantage of this. We might even be able to get them to surrender if we're lucky. Let's lead the assault on Sez. We're finally taking over a town. We're finally going to war with the D'Shar. Everyone charge except for the archers who stay outside, please. We're just going to, in quick succession, take out as many big cities from under the D'Shar as possible. We've got the numbers to do it. And we can probably go and intimidate some of the castles of the D'Shar because we just have so many troops. We might be able to take them without a fight, which would be excellent. We're going to stay back here and do some shooting while our troops push forward. I think that's a reasonable idea. We can use this. There is a proper term for it. I guess it's just a shield or a wall or something, but I'm sure there's a military term for these things where you can shoot for the arrow slits. Although, I imagine actually shooting for the arrow slits is much harder than it looks. Sez is arguably one of the worst towns to take first, but thematically I want it for myself. And it'll help with financials as well. Even a bad town is better than nothing. You know, we only own one castle for ourselves at the moment. We're the Queen. I think we should have some more property for ourselves. See if we can just knock down some of these guys here. And as soon as we've taken Sez, we're moving straight on because our lords who have way too many soldiers are going to only keep on losing them due to kind of morale issues or money or whatever it might be. And so we just want to blitzkrieg as many properties as possible, and then we can work out who they belong to afterwards. If we can just knock out a fairly substantial whack of them straight away, that'd be excellent. Let's go to you. You seem problematic up there. There we go. Headshot on you. 88 damage. Wonderful. Don't think any of our archers are dead yet, but we can maybe go up on this ladder here and see if we can lend a hand. There is a moat here, or at least a river, which does slow people down, which actually we can probably use to our advantage later on. This is definitely why sometimes going after heroic personalities are well worth doing. We're going to go after these archers here. and then I'd actually love those arrows, thank you. Because then I can use those arrows effectively. Oh, that was a big hit. There we go. You're dead. That guy's the marksman. Now we can sit here and shoot at them. Excellent. We should be relatively safe here because we've got the wall protecting us. We can just keep on firing into the masses here. Although we're about to run out of arrows again, helpfully. Don't suppose there... No, you don't have any arrows, do you? No, that's sad. The enemies have arrived. I don't really... I'd like to go over the other side and deal with those other archers. I'm not sure how feasible that's going to be. Our own archers are still doing some good work. We don't necessarily need them to charge in just yet. Well, of course, having to deal with a lot of Shadow Legion troops here, which is a shame. Take you out. Oh, there's an arrow. Just one, though. Take you out. I'm a little bit concerned by these halberdiers. They can hurt. They've got some good range on them as well. No. No. I don't suppose you could drop your arrows. That'd be wonderful if you could, but no, you're not holding them. So you just have your scimitar, unfortunately. Good after those Shining Centurions, unfortunately. This is a brutal fight on the walls here. Take you out. There we go. Oh no, I killed a Shining Centurion. That's unfortunate. I think it's probably good it's good we brought the Mylon Heavy Cavalry with us. It just gives us a little bit of extra quality and strength when it comes to these sieges. And we can afford them at the moment. Oh, where's everyone? Where are all my other troops? Oh, they're all archers, I see. I see the conundrum. That's fine, we've taken out a decent section of them already. Our troops will now charge, although most of them will be archers, but that's fine. I probably could have been a little bit clever about not charging in there by myself. I didn't realise we had so few other melee troops on the walls with us. That's fine, because we've got Noldor archers, our archers should be able to hold their own in general. They should be able, I mean, they're already getting kind of... They're already managing to breach on the walls a little bit, which is good. Yeah, it's going to be very much a hard and fast campaign to... I think just... We don't necessarily need to kill the D'Shar in one, but we need to deal enough of a blow to make going to war with them worth it. We can't just take like a few small castles and call it there. We need to deal a big enough blow to them just to keep on attacking. Preferably, I'd actually just not prefer to be at peace. At this point, we just want to keep pushing. There's probably no real benefit to us being at peace. I'd probably missed out on another Noldor tournament, but so be it. You know, I think now we just keep on attacking the D'Shar, and I reckon Ravenstern will be the final faction we take on. If it gets to that, I'm sure the Fitzfane will die to the Ravenstern faction, and of course the final boss will be Igraine the Devourer. Regardless of how this campaign finishes, Igraine the Devourer will likely be the final hero we fight, because he has 5,000 troops and he's very scary indeed. And you need a lot of lords on your side to make it happen. Because at a point with strategy games, certainly in kind of more basic ones, sometimes a bit like this, there comes a point where you become almost unstoppable. We're not at that stage yet, but the reason we went to a war was to stop the D'Shar snowballing out of control. Which is why we need to make every siege count here. And while we have a bunch of troops that we've managed to hire from the Dread Legion, we need to make use of that, really. Because that's going to be so vital for us, just to have the numbers to deter the D'Shar from retaliating. You know, if our lords have 600 or 800 troops in their army, they're going to think twice about coming to attack us, even with the large numbers they have. They've got a large number of lords, we have a large number of troops. Hopefully that will outweigh it. Now, of course, the quality of the troops is not spectacular. We're just hiring from recruitment pools. It's just going to be whatever we can get our hands on, but sometimes that's enough just to kind of cause problems for the enemy. And our Shalesian Centurion's doing some good damage. Thankfully, he's been taken out now, but we can finally get Shalesian Centurions back on our side. They will no longer belong to the D'Shar anymore, which will be excellent. Because again, they're very strong troops. We don't want them to be fighting for the D'Shar, which is why I want to knock out here and Laria as well, to ensure the Larian Sentinels, a unit, and the Knights of Laria, kind of troops we haven't really seen that much of this entire campaign, but they're still very competent archers. I don't want them to be causing problems for us. Of course, if Fitzvane get taken out of this campaign, then I'll be able to recruit their troops. We do have a bunch of Mountain archers with us, which is good. They're pretty decent archers, probably not as good as the Pendor Black archers or obviously the Silver Mist or anything like that. They're probably similar to like a Pendor armoured bowman, so they'll still be pretty useful. That guy's doing a Legolas crowd surf. Quite a few of them are. It's actually not bad having a couple of them down there to cause some additional damage, although they will get taken out pretty quickly. How are we doing? We've killed 433. I think there's about 600 inside here. They've got 75 on the field, so there'll probably be another 100 after that. Probably not that much, all things considered, which is pretty good. And again, we've just got the numbers to take them on, which is good. Wyvern Wardens standing up in everyday combat, which is good. Happy to see that. There's always a bit of a scrum on the staircases, that's for sure. Oh my goodness, that guy had a big jump there. Goodness me. He's going to have taken a lot of damage from that fall. And he's being a little bit surrounded there. There's a lot of troops forming, actually. That's fine. We're pushing through them at this point. I think they don't have... Oh, what on earth happened there? My goodness. A lot of the physics in the game means that a lot of these physics can sometimes lead to some crazy troops flying off everywhere, and everyone's jam-packed in like this. So yeah, we're not going to rest on our laurels. We're going to keep pushing on to the next stage. I mean, if we could even push... If we can get 3 or 4 cities, then sue for peace to give our lords time to recover and to get them defended, that would be good. I don't particularly want to have to try and reinforce both Laria and Sez at once. So it might be that I give Laria to a competent lord instead. But it would be nice, given that I have White Stag nearby to Laria. It would make sense to have Laria for myself. And usually I take Laria as my starting city. So it would be nice to have that, but within the restraints of this challenge, we haven't been able to do so up until recently. We haven't even been able to think about taking on the D'Shar. But nowadays, that's okay. I'm a bit wary of the D'Shar in open combat, though. They're not too bad to deal with in sieges. They're a pretty decent all-round faction. A little bit like the Empire. Whereas the Kingdom of Ravenstone is very much an archer-heavy faction, which is great in sieges. In the open field, though, we should be able to take them, I would think. It probably does mean we'll need to focus slightly less on archery when dealing with Kingdom of Ravenstone, because at that point we'll want to focus probably more on knights to charge down their archers as quickly as possible, I would think. It's funny to see them fly off like that when they get trapped. They're down to 48. This will be their final reinforcement wave, I would think. We will take Sez for ourselves, and then we'll leave the villages for some other lords. And we may well... I'm trying to think, do we want to give Ethos to... Because I can't remember if Ethos has any knighthood order. It might have the Radiant Cross in it. In which case we want to give it to a lord who doesn't have any good ranged troops already. Maybe someone like Agathon the Guard. One of the Empire lords probably could say that. I don't think Lethal Durin needs even more range. He's already got plenty of quality range because he has his Noldor troops. And also his own Honour Guard, which is the Green Boar or the Scarlet Knights. I can't quite remember, I'll be honest with you. There we go, excellently done. You're the last person to go down. And we take Sez. Wonderful. Probably... Oh, there is some gold in there. We'll take the gold. We'll leave the rest. We can actually take the War Priests and clerics now, because we are officially at war with the D'Shar. And we'll leave the rest for someone else. I'm going to defer appointment of Sez and its respective villages, because we should at least have some... We've got a very small party in there. But that should be okay. I will take these Vakavi Manhunters. They're troops, they'll do. And so let's pick up some more food if we can. I don't need to wait here for some time, that's fine. Still got a pretty decent force here with us. Let's push to Ethos next. Where are you guys all going? Oh, you're dealing with the Snake Old troops, fine. That shouldn't take too long. We're going to push to Ethos, and then we'll go from there. You want a peace agreement? Not yet. Let me take Ethos and Yanis and go from there. Yo, Gaydon, do you want to come join me? You're cooperative, you're upstanding, you'd be welcome aboard.
Honor, know about your many triumphs. We consider you my tutor. Out of war.
Would you wouldn't join me because you're upstanding, that's annoying. But you're a Salion Lord, okay, he clearly doesn't want to join us just yet, that's fine. We're going to push to Ethos. Yeah, okay, so it is Radiant Cross troops, that's fine. 584 here. We're going to call a meeting with the commander. I didn't think they would decide to, just give up the town, but I thought it was worth a try. We're starting to paint in the map. Bodis, come back, where have you gone? It's fine, we can do without Bodis, we don't necessarily need Bodis here with us. Let's go into Ethos. Everyone charge, please. Archers, hold here. However, I need to pull back to relative safety, because I don't want to be shot straight away. There's a lot of Glassy Stalkers in there by the looks of things, and also Radiant Cross Plague Wardens. They're going to hurt as well. I think I will... maybe I give Ethos to Lethal Durin, actually. Because I would like Lethal Durin to be nice and strong in the campaign. I don't even think he's here. Oh no, he is here. I can see his banner there. The blue and grey banner. And of course we have some Noldor here as well. I probably will give this to Lethal Durin then. And also give him some stronger cavalry, which would be useful. But yeah, if we just take like 4 towns and then sue for peace, which they may well do because they're fighting all the other factions. Because they're fighting the Kingdom of Ravenstone and the Fiatsfane as well. That actually works in our favour. It means that we can probably push for peace as soon as we've taken as many towns as we want. And that'll give us time to actually reinforce Sez and maybe even Lara as well if we decide that's what we want to do. And we do need to give 3 properties to Lethal Durin. He does require that. He's a Cunning Lord, that is their requirement. Or their personality trait, I suppose you could say. Let's pick up those arrows from that gentleman who's unfortunately passed away. Our archers are still doing some good work. We're going to push forward a little bit so we can shoot these guys around here. Got you in the arm, how about that? Oh, someone else beat me to it, that's fine. Can't even see anyone from down here. Well, we'll push forward a little bit then, that's fine. I don't think it was worth bringing the Marley on heavy cavalry with us, just give us a little bit of extra strength. You know, 150 extra heavy cavalry is not to be turned down, that's for sure. Looks like we can't really push forward any further at the moment. There's a bunch of plague wardens up here causing problems. So let's see if we can lower their numbers a little bit. Again, I do actually quite like the plague wardens. Where are you going? Goodness me. Okay, I think we can probably go up here a little bit. No, that was a silly shot. I shouldn't have done that. But if I can get up there, I can just stay up there and shoot. More troops coming behind us. That's good. Probably want to get our sword and board out in some regards here. The D'Shar sometimes are very fast. They swing pretty quickly with their weapons. So that's something we've got to be careful of. Let's not go that way. That's where the reinforcements are coming from. This might be a mistake as well, to be honest. These guys have some angry hammers as well, that's for sure. We'll let our archers charge momentarily. Once I'm safe to actually put through this command. Archers charge. Okay, we can't get up there. They've blocked that one off. We'll just sit here and shoot for a while. Try to clear out some space for our lads to get in. Deal with you if possible. You're going to fall off, possibly to your death. Just keep on shooting. This way some of our Noldor can get involved with lethal deering and that would help. We just hit a friendly troop, it's unfortunate. But we're managing. Okay, we've got to be a little bit careful. We keep on hitting friendly troops. Which we don't want. Just going to push back here, see if I can pick up any arrows from someone. You got some arrows, I think. Cute. Shoot as many as we can in the head here. Shoot you, shoot you. Oh, I just hit a with a warden there, that's unfortunate. There's plenty of arrows there, that's good. Just knocked out someone again. Good thing about the D'Shar is there are plenty of arrows to work with. I just don't know if there's any way I can get down safely. Maybe by that roof. But it doesn't mean I won't be able to get any more arrows. So let's just stay up here for now. You can shoot at these archers down here, I suppose. It's better than nothing. Unfortunately hitting your shield a little bit, but that's fine. Keep on going after you. We might even put it to our lords and see what they consider, or who deserves ethos, really. Well, first of all, we need to just... We can't even afford to take the time to go back and actually assign these to people. Because if you assign them in the after combat screen, all the villages and all the kind of respective lands of this property go to that same person. And we probably don't want to give all the land to the same person, I would think. Because that might be a little bit excessive. How are we doing? Okay, we're doing okay. Just got to keep pushing them as best we can. The D'Shar are very versatile, actually. They've got throwing weapons, they've got bows and arrows. The only thing they don't really use is crossbows. I think that's the only kind of weapon they're not particularly well versed in. Let's put those arrows to work with. As long as we can stay out of the way of those throwing weapons, we should be okay for the time being. keep on shooting them. Shoot you. Okay, these guys got bows and arrows. Need to be a little bit more careful about these guys. Shoot you. Shoot you. Oh my goodness. Look at that, just flying off. There's a couple of them actually, they're doing that. Maybe we can shoot these guys here actually. Might work a little bit better. I think again we've run out of ammo now. Whether we can source any more, not entirely sure. Okay, we're going to go do our stupid plan. If we can, I think we can do that without dying. We've dealt with 386 of them. I think there's only about 600 in here. So again, we're doing pretty well. We are taking losses for sure, but nothing that we can't handle, I'd say. I don't think the stupid plan is going to work because we can't make it over that fence. Bugger. And I don't think we can parkour it from here. No, there's no way we can parkour that safely. If we could land on that little hut, we probably wouldn't die from the full damage. We will die from the full damage from here, though. I could crowd surf down, but again, that's a dangerous thing that may not work in our favour. Because more and more troops keep on spawning. There's a bow there. Barbed arrows, excellent. You do have some arrows somewhere. Shoot you. Take out some of these archers if we can. They're probably more deadly than the kind of the actual melee, I think, to some extent. Wow, I'm missing this guy every single time I shoot. Hello, I see you trying to throw your weapon at me, sir. I'll have none of that, thank you. Tell these basic lads so that numbers start working in our favour again. Let's go after some of these lads here. So we can start... Oh, especially those Radiant Cross troops we want to deal with. Out of arrows again. There's one arrow there. I think it's going to be a tough thing to get some arrows now. Geronimo! That did not work. I was trying to land on this beam, but we missed it. That's fine. We're pretty much through the majority of this fight now. And again, they are still coming out with some Radiant Knights who are causing problems, but the rest are just fairly basic D'Shar troops. So apart from the Radiant Knights, I don't see the rest of them being that much of a problem, really. It's funny, the D'Shar was such a scary force so much of this campaign, and they're still not someone we want to underestimate, but I do think we've got them on the back foot here slightly. And I don't think the Feared Sven will want to sue for peace either, because they'll need to... It's kind of all or nothing for them. They've got to push for some more land. Otherwise they're pretty much dead anyway, so there's not really any point them kind of stopping at this point. They may as well try and get some land back or be defeated honourably by either Ravenstone or the D'Shar. Okay, 509, this might be their last reinforcement wave. Or there may be another small... Yeah, there's one more small one happening there. But nothing that we can't handle, for sure. Of course we're taking losses here, but a lot of these troops... Some of our troops will be despawned anyway. Our lords can't keep such a high number of troops in their army for a long period of time, but they can, at least for the time being, do something. And actually, I think they can. Some of them will be able to maintain a decently sized army. if they have some towns and villages to support them. So actually we'll see if there are any lords that we really like have got large armies, then we can give them towns to try and support their armies. They may not be able to hold on to 800 troops, so they might be able to hold on to, say, 400 troops. Which would still be very useful overall for us, I would say. But here we go, the last remnants of the forces at Ethos. Pretty damn good, I would say. Well done, lads. Won the day. We'll see if there's anyone here we want to take. We'll take the war priests and the clerics, that's fine. The rest can go to someone else. Again, we will defer appointment because we want to keep pushing as best we can. Pick up any food that's here. Go to the tavern, see if there's a prison broker here. Javen the Blade is here, excellent. And we'll also pick up these Vakavi Manhunters for me as well.
Can I get you, God?
And probably next we'll push on to Janos, and maybe then Salian, Laria. But I'd say we're doing pretty well. We've taken Ces, taken Ethos. I think we're starting to turn the tide here. I reckon we can wrap up this campaign pretty well. But I don't want to get cocky. We'll leave things there for now. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.